guys, so I thought I'd share some of my 7 Deadly Sins series. Yes, I use color, but earlier this year I did this series and I was super proud of it. I only had about 1,000 followers on here and maybe 5,000 on Insta. So I kind of just wanted to give it its time to shine, talk a little bit about each sin, like how I did with my Inktober videos, and I hope you like it. So this is Pride, and Pride traditionally is considered to be the root of all sin, so I came up with this ultimate beauty queen who took the term believe in yourself a little too far. Pride is also said to change angels into devils, so I kind of gave her a combo of both of those themes. Although she has an elaborate golden crown, I tried to distort it a bit to show how corrupt her pride has made her. One of the most classic stories I think of that involves pride is the story of Icarus. He created wings using wax and feathers, and he ended up flying too close to the sun, ignoring his father's warnings, and he was filled with the exhilaration of flying. The heat of the sun melted the wax on his wings, and he plummeted from the sky, so that's why I added the drips on the wings. Let me know if you guys would like to see the rest of this series. I did this all using the iPad Pro and Procreate. Alright, I know I took a little break from posting the 7 Deadly Sins, but here is lust. Pretty self-explanatory. Lust is the craving for pleasures of the body, even though that's literally the only way for us to continue populating, but go off, sis. The punishment for lust in hell is being smothered in fire and brimstone, so that's why I made the background these sort of hot pink flames, and I think they look really cool. I also wonder if that's where the term fires of passion comes from, and Tinder, I guess? I don't know. This one is also pretty special to me because generally when we see lust portrayed, they have an hourglass body, small waist, big hips, which is what society typically portrays as the perfect body, and I kind of wanted to change it up a bit. I've struggled with body image issues and eating disorders since I was probably 10 years old, and I wanted to portray lust with traits I have on my own body that I've grown to love over the years. So I gave her hip dips, a belly, arms that aren't perfectly toned, and it was honestly kind of therapeutic for me, and I hope you all like how I portrayed her. So that's all of them. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know which one was your favorite. I want to give a trigger warning for gore and self-harm before I get into this one. Please don't watch this one if either of those themes trigger you in any way. Thank you guys so much for the love on my last piece. Here is probably my favorite one in the entire series, envy. In ancient Greece, they believed that jealousy occurred as a result of an overproduction of bile. This would turn a person's skin slightly green, and this is where the term green with envy actually comes from. When coming up for the concept for this one, I imagined someone consumed by their jealousy would be constantly watching other people and comparing themselves to them. I figured over time they'd develop multiple eyes to ensure they didn't miss a thing. I came upon a quote that said, "Envy is the art of counting others' blessings instead of your own." So I imagined this demon consumed by their jealousy would keep track by scratching tally marks into their own skin. The punishment for envy in hell is to be immersed into freezing water for eternity, so I made her a little frostbitten as well. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Let me know which one you'd like to see next. Here is the next one in my 7 Deadly Sins series. It sounded like you guys wanted to see gluttony next, so here she is. I really like the way this came out. These are like some of my favorite colors, and drawing the food was so much fun. Gluttony is the act of self-indulgence, and the desire to consume more than one requires. We commonly think of it as overeating, but it's also just having a lack of self-control and living life in excess. Which is why I also have her dripping in jewels, and she's just surrounded by her favorite things. I also figured after eating so many sweets, her teeth would kind of start to rot, so she got a little crafty and she made a necklace out of the teeth that fell out. The punishment for gluttony in hell is to be force-fed toads, snakes, and rats. Not Ratatouille, unfortunately. As always, can't wait to hear what you guys think, and let me know in the comments which one you want to see next. We still have lust and greed left to go. Hey guys, sorry if I've been a little MIA on here. I'm still working like 15 hours a day getting orders out for my shop update, and it feels like all of my technology is failing me at the same time. So I kind of just needed to take a break from posting, but we're pushing through, and I'm here to talk a little bit about Wrath. I was a little intimidated by this one because I knew I wanted it to be really intense and have a lot of red tones in it, which I'm really not used to, but I'm super proud of how this one turned out. When thinking of the concept for Wrath, the term blind rage kept popping into my head, so I gave her completely blackened eyes, and I just tried to make her look like this sort of badass warrior type to go along with that theme. The punishment for Wrath in hell is you'll be dismembered alive, so even though that happened to her, she grabbed a couple safety pins and just stuck them back on, happens to all of us. And basically, I just included every single sharp object that I could think of that looked cool in an illustration. I can't wait to hear what you guys think of this one, and as always, let me know which one you want to see next. The consensus on my last video was that most of you wanted to see Sloth next, so here she is. This is another one of my favorites, so I hope you guys like it as well. So sorry for the black bars. I had to re-download the rest of these from Instagram because I suck and didn't have the original video file, so enjoy. Sloth is a deadly sin that I'd say I'm quite familiar with. By definition, sloth is the avoidance of physical or spiritual work, aka me at the beginning of quarantine. I imagine someone corrupted by this sin would just be drooling from the mouth, kind of someone who's alive but just laying there and not taking care of themselves. Over time, I figured they'd start to grow moss on their bodies and cobwebs would eventually start to form around them. The punishment for this sin is being thrown into a pit of snakes. Fun. And this is basically because it forces you to keep on moving. A few people also reached out to me about whether or not these are available on Etsy, and some of them are sold out at the moment, but I will be restocking them, so just keep an eye out. I'll be announcing the date for the restock very soon. Again, I hope you guys like it, and let me know in the comments which one you'd like to see next.